fucking go! You did the thing!
He did it. He did the thing.
There's so many
It
people
is the
coming at my
thing.
face, and I had to slice and dice.
Oh no. Oh no, this is gonna be interesting.
This is gonna be wonderful.
We're just balling.
It's gonna be wonderful.
Okay, so first off, to start this off, what got you guys into Overwatch to begin with?
My boyfriend.
For me, it was. Oops, sorry.
He would yap and yap and yap about how much he loved playing Hanzo in Overwatch, and I was like, this game can't be that fun. So I played it. It was okay.
Average.
Average game.
Yeah,
Like
very much.
Very average.
when I
very
played it,
mid.
it was a lot more fun to play than it was the last time I played it. And the last time I played it was the introduction at season 5 or whatever. Whichever one was after Quest Watch, I just couldn't keep playing.
Am I like? Okay, I remember how I got into it. It was because my dad got the beta version of it, and I was like, I fucking love all the colors in this game. So I basically forced my dad to get it when it got out, and now it's like one of my favorite games ever.
You only play it every day, so you know.
Well,
Every day since it came out.
when I was young, I wasn't allowed to play shooters, but back then I was always interested in them. So my parents gave me Overwatch because even though it was a shooter, it looks
It's cartoony.
you know, yeah. So no real guns. So that's the only reason that I even got a chance to play it.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna say, to be honest, for me it was quirky, so that's literally the only fucking reason I got into the game. So
It's basically shit. It's basically what happened with Lena, except
I was
it was
just
me.
about to
and
say,
yeah,
it was exactly
me
what happened
yapping
with Lena.
yapping about Overwatch.
yeah,
Yapping
would
about
shut up,
Overwatch.
and because for the longest time I actually like hated on Overwatch because I was like a avid Call of Duty fan, and as a avid Call of Duty toxic ass dude, I had no care whatsoever for any other shooter. So after I stopped playing Call of Duty and actually decided to become a normal human being, I tried Overwatch, and there went all sense of being a normal human being. So
Okay. It's okay. You admit that you're a racist.
100%.
Oh god. This is going on.
Nah,
Sir,
you're
this
saying
is
it-
going on
nah.
YouTube. You can't
Am I
just
the
say
only
things like
Call of
that.
Duty player who is like never racist or something?
No, I was joking. Plus, I only play zombies. I don't play multiplayer, so it's fine. I'm
I
fit.
was a Warzone player, so I might be the only
can be-
non-racist one.
Dang.
You can be racist against zombies. You can be zombie racist.
Damn, you're
Exactly.
saying. Damn, we got two gingers, a black man, and then a white woman. How lovely.
Oh boy.
I'm not that ginger. Shut the fuck.
All right,
Okay.
one ginger, one Irish. No, that one leprechaun. Does that count? Is that
Yes.
better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, before this turns into the Ginger podcast, let me keep going. Okay. Corey, holy crap.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. What do you guys
Next
think?
question.
Shut up. What do you guys think is the current state of the game?
Ass.
Oh dear. Mm.
Yeah, here it is,
There
boys.
wasn't like a hesitation for me. I just don't like playing the game anymore. And I think it's mostly just the player base itself. The game is okay. I mean, the devs haven't been making a lot of bad decisions playability. In terms of playability in the game, outside of making the most overpowered hero ever every time they release a new one, excluding Lifeweaver. He's just bad. Lifeweaver's just genuinely a bad hero.
Yeah.
He doesn't do good. He doesn't
do
do damage unless he hits headshots, and he doesn't really heal. So I mean, there's no purpose in his existence outside of trolling players by dragging them back when they were doing good.
The only reason he gets high heal numbers is because of that tree.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and to me, he's just pointless. The game itself, people just try way too hard now. I don't know what happened, but people are just fucking like sweating their cheeks off in every lobby I try and play. Every single time I even try and play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that too. Overwatch 1 was more calmer. Overwatch 2, I don't know. All the sweats just came all of a sudden.
It's because the game
Mhm.
became free.
Or yeah, the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
too.
saw about that.
So like people are able to migrate from like Warzone or something over to Overwatch just because the game became free, so they didn't actually have to like try and pay for shit.
Yeah,
Well,
Mhm.
I mean, they still pay to win technically in Overwatch, but yeah, still.
Can I say that the anti-cheat in Overwatch sucks complete ass?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yes, very much.
Like
Yeah,
I've been in games where there's like a soldier or something just like completely hard locking onto people, and the anti-cheat is just like, oh, looks good to me.
Yeah, I can safely say that migrating from Call of Duty to Overwatch when I did, I ran across more cheaters than I did in Overwatch than I did in Call of Duty.
I can second
Mhm.
that. In my entire time
I-
playing
Mhm,
Call of
mhm.
Duty, like I hadn't gone against any cheaters besides maybe one, and that was when I played the original Modern Warfare on the PS3 one day. Other than that, I've never had a cheater in Call of Duty. The moment I hit Overwatch, I think I've already had like 3 or 4.
I can proudly say
Mhm.
that I have never had the A cheater in Overwatch, so I'm
Lucky
lucky.
you.
Lucky you.
Don't play comp.
True,
In
true.
Overwatch, I've
No,
Never.
don't play comp. Don't play comp. Don't play.
Never. I never will.
I
I will always be a casual, a filthy casual. Period.
in Overwatch,
I started
I've come across,
playing.
like 6 cheaters. Call of
Yeah.
Duty. Honestly, I've come across like 2. And one of them was so bad that when he wasn't relying on his aimbot, he was like actually fucking clueless. I
Yeah.
could romp him so easily when he wouldn't just round a corner with me on an MP5. So,
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming from Call of Duty, I could say that the anti-cheat is fucking trash.
So, would you say that
Especially-
Call of Duty is better or worse?
Gameplay wise, just because Call of Duty has Call of Duty Zombies, yes.
Yeah. That's
I haven't
yeah,
even played the co-op aspect, especially since it costs money on Overwatch. And I don't think I'm going to at all.
Fair.
And from what I hear, which is nothing about it, clearly says that it's not even worthwhile. Like, I don't even know what I don't know what the co-op is about yet. Like, there's such little coverage on it that I've not gotten a single video since its release about what's been going on with it. So clearly, it's not worthwhile.
Funny
It's even
robots drop. That's literally all you gotta know. Funny
Yeah.
robot
Yeah.
in funny town, and you go pew.
Cool, I can
Yep.
play man versus machine.
Exactly,
And,
yeah.
So,
Literally.
speaking of which, I'm gonna do that when I go to race. Anyways,
I've just been eating this whole entire time popcorn.
Fair,
that's what I've been doing. I've just been going over to his house and playing TF2 with him.
fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
I-
Fair enough. TFT is definitely better and needs more updates. Definitely.
I
I
can
it's
second
finally
that.
getting updates. It's finally getting updates again, like the updates that added that really fucking cool map with the seals.
More.
Even
More.
though
Unlimited power.
I don't know if that map is a public map or not because I haven't looked around in TF2's store to see if I need to buy a ticket to be able to access that map.
No clue.
That's the only thing I don't like about TF2 is that you have to buy tickets in order to access certain maps.
And
right, I
that's
forgot.
one reason.
But-
This turned into the
But
this
then
turned into
again,
the TF2 podcast.
no. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all even play it, so.
I
haven't
haven't touched
played
the
it.
game in
I-
years.
I haven't played
Yeah,
it in
same. I played it. I played it a little while ago because I thought it looked fun, and I just ended up forgetting about it.
I played it like maybe a few years ago, like 2 or 3, maybe. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
the only
me.
one.
And I'll be honest, I played like 2 games and got insanely bored. So that was my
Yeah.
TFT
Yeah.
experience.
I like the repetitive experience of TF2. Honestly, I don't get bored playing it.
Yeah.
I guess that's my sentiment with Overwatch.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Like,
Overwatch is incredibly
I've been-
repetitive. Like that's another thing about Overwatch that I don't like is that it just loops on and on and on.
So
Every
then,
game
Mhm.
feels the same for me, especially
okay,
in
so
terms
then
of the things.
if both games are considered repetitive, what makes TF2 interesting to you that Overwatch doesn't do? If they're both the repetitive style
Most of the
with
with
characters have
classes.
actual personality. The game has
Fair.
actually enjoyable emotes. Most of the emotes in fucking Overwatch are boring. Like there's just nothing with them.
Also fair.
Souvenirs.
social aspect-
Not bad.
The social aspect and the community aspect of TF2 are like starkly better than Overwatch. While TF2 also does have like TF2 has 3 parts.
I was
It
just
has the
about
normal
the
community.
conspiracy.
TF2 has 3 parts of its community. The first part is the normal part, which makes up most of the community. The second part's the extremely homophobic part that nobody even acknowledges. And then the third part's the furries. And the gays.
Okay.
Which
We
are
love gay furries.
no, like that is like actually a part of the TF2 community and it's hilarious. I mean,
I
most of
know.
them are fine. The other part of the community like children, but
Okay.
they can
Anyway.
change the same experience because one of my old friends turned out to be one of those furry parts of the communities, which I didn't care at first until he like started asking out freshmen at our high school when he already graduated.
Oh.
I
That
don't know if
that
I want to
that
go down that rabbit hole. I
yeah.
Yeah.
want to.
I think we're straying too far off of Overwatch. Maybe we should.
Yeah,
maybe,
moving back
Yeah,
to
maybe we
we're-
should
Overwatch.
back up a bit. Back it up
Hellcast
a
3,
bit.
TF2.
Don't worry, people. The boat swings back this way now.
Hellcast 2.
Yeah, so before we start talking about predators, okay. So, next question.
Well, at least we have an idea for the next Hellcast. It's gonna be Lore and everybody.
Oh shit. Okay, next question. What is the hardest role in the game?
Probably.
Just because Overwatch keeps making terrible tanks.
I see. My personal thought would be tank as well. I think tank
Like-
is actually in the worst state it's been in basically the entirety of the life cycle. So
Overwatch keeps making
Yeah.
either bad tanks or keeps nerfing the shit out of their tanks in unnecessary ways, like the health reduction nerf that they added for a while that I think they removed just because of how much backlash they caught because of it.
I don't think they removed it. It's still in the game.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, I
it
wouldn't.
is.
I haven't fucking touched the game. I only like thought about it for a while because I thought Reinhardt's health went back up to.
It's only in role queue that it reverts. Every other game mode, it's still the same if I remember.
I think I would say.
Right.
I would say ranking wise, damage is probably just the most the most fun to play. Support could be, and tank is
Just trash.
yeah.
Tank was just
Yeah,
not
I definitely
fun to play,
say
like-
I definitely say that tank is the worst role because if the enemy team has an Orisa, good fucking luck, especially a capable Orisa.
No shit.
Yeah, like you're not winning if you come against like a capable Eraser,
No,
like a capable
literally
Reinhardt.
yesterday,
That's
I was-
weirdly enough, capable Reinhardts are the most irritating fucking people ever.
Yeah, no, but yesterday I was playing a match on King's Row, and the other tank was a diva. My entire team got wiped. I was Orisa, and I was falling back with no support behind me. I survived for so long that I killed her mech twice, and she wasted her nuke on me, and I still killed her. That's how
Jesus.
that's how much survivability Orisa has just by cycling cooldowns.
And it's so unfair because none of the other tanks even like come close to that in capability.
Right, like-
The only reasonable counter you have against Orisa is Zarya, unless you are a god at any other tank.
Yeah,
I was just
Or
about to
Honestly-
say,
Zarya's so
like,
fucking mindless to play.
and I think some people have forgotten about other tanks too. Everybody
Wrecking
only plays,
Ball.
like- yeah.
Wrecking
ball.
Nobody
many tanks
remembers
possible.
Hammond. I believe it or not, I used to main him.
I always saw you
He's
as
not-
a Hampton man.
I've never
It's not
played,
that.
I've never played Hammond and gotten a good game at the same time. Like, he's just not fun to play, in my personal opinion. I've never
I just
really
like
had good
the
matches in anything. He's just not fun.
I just like the really sporadic gameplay that I had, especially in Overwatch 1 when the game was like semi-okay. Overwatch 2, Hammond just isn't in a good place anywhere because there's so many like stuns and hard counters to him.
I actually want to
Yeah.
bounce on that a little bit. Do you think Hammond fell off just because of the fact that it's 5v5 now?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
That's what I've noticed as well. Like, as soon as it went 5v5, Ball literally went from like an A tier, like borderline S tier in cases, to just straight up D tier or C tier.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he has consistently been that way. Like, unless you
Sure.
just never get targeted in a game, you're done.
Even if you're like a capable Ball, you're still gonna be in a tough spot in many cases.
Yeah, playing Ball is just such a different, like, the way you play tank and the way you play Ball are two totally different play styles.
Yeah. Tank, the ball is something that you expect from like. The movement is like support based, and the way that you use it is like damage based.
Yeah,
For
and
me,
The only way you're gonna get value out of Ball is if you just keep like picking off supports, and that's if there's no like hard counter to you like Sombra or Mei.
speaking on ball, do you guys find that the only move that people use with ball nowadays is just the ground pound and nothing else?
because it's the only
Mhm.
obvious one. People don't know, like, you know, those crazy Ball techs or whatever, people just don't know them because they haven't played Ball.
'Cause they
Ball
don't
is
play
a
him.
very technical character. Probably
Yeah.
the most technical character in the game, in my personal opinion.
He's very
Most
technical. He's
technically-
very map
most
dependent.
technically
He's
you
very
can get.
team dependent.
Very
Yeah,
much
c-
so.
The most technical you could get in Overwatch.
And if you
He's
want,
mapped
like,
up-
if you want to play a dive character, just play Diva right now, or just play Doomfist right now. They are better dive characters than Ball can be right now. Why would you
Mhm.
not play as them? Hell, even play
I'm not saying a
Winston.
lot because Doomfist isn't even really a good tank either.
No, he's not. He's actually
No.
like a really B tier type of tank, and yet he is
And-
absolutely popping off right now.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets more play than fucking Hammond.
Exactly.
I think he's
Hammond's
B-tier.
just like sitting in the corner.
I would say Rohog is still somewhat good. Somewhat. Even though he's
Hog is. I'd say Hog is very map dependent and very team dependent. Like if your team
Yeah.
is good and you're on a
But-
map like Ilios or something, then go have fun. But if your team is shit and you're on like I don't know, fucking King's Row,
But I would say what
then
makes
Hog is
Rohog
gonna be very
good-
unfun.
But I would say that his simplicity is what really, well, keeps things still being used.
I will say that I'm glad that it's not like how Hog was in Overwatch 1, where it was just hook, headshot, melee, kill.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was kind of, yeah.
What's
That's-
unfortunate is the only thing I have to say to Triss's point is if you want simplicity, look at Orisa.
Oh, right, yeah.
Find it
Arisa's
funny 'cause
also
I-
another simplex.
Mhm.
That's how I played Hog for such a long time when I actually played him.
Yeah.
Was a headshot melee kill. It was simple.
It was simple, but like so satisfying when you actually did it.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least they maintained his survivability.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I still personally think he's probably the hardest tank to kill just because of how.
Heals, and yeah, he has his own heal, he
Like-
has healers.
Yeah,
He's
how
one of the
low
only.
his,
He's like one of the only tanks that can survive a diva bomb without any supports. Like if you're at like
you just
a reasonable.
while,
Yeah, just use your
low
heal
his
while the
bomb.
bomb's going off, and you'll survive. Like-
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you can say that I survived a diva nuke without any support besides Orisa.
His
Like,
simplicity
Reinhardt
is what
and-
makes him
like-
good.
Reinhardt and Hog can easily fucking soak up a nuke without any problem,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then go right back to fighting.
Right.
Yep,
Mhm.
pretty much. Without
It's-
anybody to heal them or anything, yep.
Like, if they hadn't nerfed Hog, he would still probably be the best tank in the game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Overwatch Season 1, 2, and 3 were really, really high points for Hulk. He was disgustingly good.
And then he just kind of slowly started dipping with each mid-season patch.
Yeah.
I know we're talking. Question. I know we're talking about tanks right now, but what are your guys' opinion on the damage class now?
I think damage is actually the best role currently. Like, not in terms of stats, but in terms of having fun and having a diverse selection. Damage is if someone who was completely new to the game walked up to me and said, "Hey, I want to get into Overwatch 2," I would tell them to play DPS without a doubt.
Yeah.
I don't play
Yeah.
damage.
Tank is absolutely shit right now. Support is like you're either going to be pulling your hair out of your asshole or you're going to be steamrolling people.
Yeah, that's
And
been
then,
that's been most of my
DPS.
DPS is
Then there's DPS.
I don't really ever play DPS, so really I only just play support. But it's because I'm a super annoying Moira, meaning I use all the annoying Moira tactics that make me win and all that junk, so...
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we all need more.
She's just annoying. Like... Moira's just an annoying character to go against, and I use that to the fullest extent of its power. Moira sucks.
Moira is annoying, but also extremely counterable if you know what you're doing. Like,
I'd say I'm definitely more of an aggressive player when it comes to support, because when I'm like playing somebody like Anna or Mercy, I can like consistently switch between healing and shooting. Like even as I once, Trace, remember that time I got to play the game as Mercy?
Oh right, yeah, you got to play this game as Mercy, and I don't know what tank I was, but yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. I just find it hard to like lose as Moira. But I also don't struggle that much because of the fact that I typically get good teams when I actually want to play Moira.
Right.
Yeah. Unlike me, I had to carry every single team every time I played Moira initially, which was
Overwatch
absolutely
experience.
numbing.
Yep.
I somehow did more damage than every single person, did better than almost every single person in every category besides MIT.
The Moira experience.
Yep.
Yeah, no, every time I play Moira, I typically get matches where I just outperform everyone.
Yeah.
I can have a good team,
but when we talk about
is even going to be able to keep up with me.
The one thing that I hate about Moira is how fucking far her little suck ability reaches. Like, that bitch has range.
You would think that the range would be short, but
she could be classed as a fucking sniper. I swear to God.
It can be had that much of a problem.
Yeah,
it's just me.
I can safely say, as a Moira, I have a better time breaking snipers than most of the people on my team do.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because
especially when I
outperforms as a healer. Like she's just more versatile than the rest of the healers for the most part. I mean, Mercy's cool, but she also dies instantly because she has no damage capability for the most part. But I mean, if you have great aim, then she's fine. If you don't, then you're not really going to be able to do shit as Mercy because you're going to be missing all your shots.
Yeah.
The only time I ever see that problem with Moira happening is when I'm playing a flying character like Echo or sometimes Pharah, and I'm trying to run away and I'm like literally at the map's border and Moira is just there tickling me from below.
The only annoying part is just the flank capabilities that those two characters have. Besides that, they're easy. They're quite easy.
Yeah, no, I mean, Moiras are also typically only played by new players or people who have hardcore mained her forever, though, so...
True. I play Moira because
there are definitely better support.
I actually play Moira because I just want to do both damage and support.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Like, Moira is the perfect all-around character. She has good healing, good damage, good mobility. Like, really the only thing, in my opinion, lacking on her is her ultimate. The fact that it's so easily cancelable.
Yeah, I tried to
It-
use that
it-
many times, and as soon as I got like hit once,
Yeah, one
that
stun
was
and you're done.
done.
Like one
Yeah.
Orisa Spear, one Sigma Rock, and you are done. Moira for me basically boils down to piss, suck, balls, whoosh, Kamehameha, repeat.
But the good thing about the ult is if you do manage to get it out, it actually is worth it depending on how well you use it for. Even after you kill everyone, you can still
See,
heal people
I
with
find
it.
I find that you get more value with Moira's ult if you like back up behind your team and then use it so that you can
Yeah.
heal and damage simultaneously.
Well, and that's what
'Cause
it's
you have
to
supposed
be-
to do. It's supposed
You
to
have
be a
to.
mix.
And I mean, I think my best play with Moira, I got a super high kill game, and then I got play of the game, and I got like 4 kills in that play of the game. It was just me using my ult behind my team while they were pretty much fucking everybody, and I would just pretty much finish all the kills.
My play
Kamehameha!
my play of the game with Marvel was because I made sure to leave the attacking ball as soon as I die, so that they don't know what the hell is going on. And it works. It just works. I don't know why.
They're just like when you have a Moira and like you just die and your team is doing okay, and then suddenly you respawn, you look at the kill feed and you're like, did that orb just go through a wall and kill like 3 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's hilarious that Moira is either like getting fucked the moment she spawns and enters the battle, or she's like nigh unkillable as a character.
She's
Yeah,
either
there
getting
is- yeah,
fucked
there's
or
no
doing the
between.
fucking.
Either
Yeah.
the
She's getting
game,
fucked.
like,
She's getting fucked or doing the fucking.
yeah, either she
Yeah.
is like immediately targeted first and you feel like you can't do anything to win, or they all ignore you and you can just kind of tickle your way into the back line, pop them all dead.
I mean, I get so annoying to the point where I will get hard targeted and I still won't even struggle. That's like
Yeah.
how my Moira games go. I will either not be able to do anything, or I will fucking annihilate everybody,
Oh, Triss disappeared.
and there's no comp.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Just boom, bam, bop, bada, bop, boom.
she's
Your
just-
Bada, bop,
your
boom.
soul
Ow.
has been. Your
She's just
soul
extremely
has been
difficult.
sucked.
yeah, like, and she's not a hard character to play either. All you have to do is just piss and kill. That's it.
Yeah, she's very
piss and
she's
go.
very newbie friendly. She literally has nothing to do with aim. All you got to do is get
Mm.
close.
Yeah, she has.
When I-
aim for
when I-
fuck's sake. If you
Yeah,
can't
when I
aim
started
at
to,
the Moira, then you should not even play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like in the most
yeah.
kind
If you
perspective. If you can't aim as Moira, then you
Listen,
can't play the game at all
Yeah.
on any possible scale.
Mm-hmm.
when you start the game, the first 3 characters that you should be picking in each class are probably, Moira, Rohog, and damage is a bit more complicated. Most start with soldiers.
For damage, I'd say it's either soldier or bastion.
I would say soldier because
Yeah.
he's the closest as a damage character to any other FPS game. He has a
Yeah,
gun.
just like-
Yeah,
you
pretty
shoot
much.
gun.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he has a self heal too.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
has a
Yeah,
sprint button.
Kill himself, and he has
yeah.
the fucking grenades or whatever they are. Like, he is the
Yeah,
closest
these are
a
launching
player can get to some other game, so that way they can like ease themselves into the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Overwatch 1, the go-to newbie pick was Bastion, just because you could literally sit there in turret mode and just focus people down.
Yeah, I forgot about Bastion. Yeah, that was a bit annoying.
I
Yeah.
do actually.
It was
like Bastion.
amazing. At one point, no, yeah, at one point he had a fucking shield. It was.
I remember that.
Bastion hasn't had a high point in a really long time, but yeah, he was fucking disgusting.
His
when he
high
was in
point
Philly.
is right now.
Yeah.
His high point is right fucking now, actually.
I wouldn't know. I haven't touched the game.
What
Yeah,
did you do
his
for
high,
him?
dude. If you play on the game right now, I guarantee every other match you will see a Bastion. Because the high point for Bastion is right now. His grenade is still disgusting. His turret form is still disgusting. It heals you now, and people
It
just
does.
yes. The turret form ever since season 6 has healed Bastion, so you can be
When you
healed.
when you transform, it heals you.
Yes, you get 50 armor every time you go into turret form. So you
I
get
never noticed
healed just for being alive and like being aggressive.
Yeah, all you have to do is just flip on turret mode and go bzzz.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's vaporized.
If we're talking about bombs, we should talk about Junkrat.
Actually,
That guy.
that is something else I want to get into. Do you think any heroes need a full-on rework? And this is excluding Sombra and Roadhog because they're already getting them. So like besides those two, are there heroes that need a rework?
Probably like a good half or portion, yeah.
I don't think.
I would say
I mean, his gameplay is super simple, and it's actually just fun because it's rewarding in a sense. I mean, he also plays exactly the same as Demoman does, so it's not a hard transition as a Demoman main to play between the two games, because they both play the exact same way on every conceivable scale. The only difference is that Junkrat's traps, instead of being bombs, are bear traps.
for me,
And-
I would say that one hero that
I'll let you say.
For me, I'd say that like one hero that I think needs like what, not the entire hero, but I'd say that Kiriko's Suzu needs some dabbling.
That's another person I actually have on this list as well, and we'll get to
I-
that. I really
I
think
think-
Kiriko needs a rework in some cases.
I
Like,
definitely. I also think that tanks like Ball and Sigma need some love as well, because they haven't been touched in a while.
I really
Especially
think that Reaper needs something besides mobility
Yeah.
skills. I know that his
that's what
shotgun
I was
do
literally
heals,
just gonna
but
say.
still.
Reaper should have a rework, because seriously, he's boring to play. He only has
Yeah.
movement abilities, and I get like it's because his passive ability lets him heal, so his movement abilities instead, so that way he can just keep choking people and siphoning health off of them by killing them. But he's not like otherwise. He doesn't have any form of offensive capability other than his gun.
It's some of the most. It's some of the most
out
two-dimensional
of all the
gameplay.
damage, out of all the DPS characters, Reaper is probably the most boring to play because
Yeah,
every time
but
you
it
see a
doesn't
Reaper,
matter if he's
the
good or
main
not,
thing
he's
you'll
just
see
not
is just
fun.
For me,
the main thing you just see is just focusing their ult and coming in from the back, because
Yeah.
that's all they can fucking do.
whoa,
And then-
You're saying that Reaper shoots on people's backs? Whoa.
What?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You want to talk about bad shots? Let's build Overwatch ships, huh? You don't,
Nuh-uh.
I don't follow them, aren't you? So
Nuh-uh.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this right before it starts. I'd say that for me, from each class, the characters that need a rework, they need a rework. I need to do a rework. I need a
You're gonna
rework.
piece with the porn. Okay, I got it.
Then what? All I heard was porn.
That's what we've been saying. Anyways, continue.
Okay, from each class, I'd say it would go Kiri, then either Reaper, or in my opinion, Sojourn or Pharah, and then probably Sigma or Ball.
I'm actually curious, why do you say that Soldier or Pharah needs a rework?
Sojourn.
Oh, Soldier. I heard Soldier. Why Sojourn and Pharah? The like very interesting
In my opinion, Sojourn, starting with her, her abilities rarely ever lead to anything interesting. Like, her slide is cool, her little disruptor shot, it does damage, and she has the railgun thing. But in my opinion, her abilities just rarely ever lead to anything, like, interesting, because yours can be so easily countered. Like, you don't get anything. Like, unless you have supports pushing heals up your asshole, or the enemy team is Helen Keller, we won't be able to do anything.
So
And
then,
for Pharah,
what would you, before you go to Pharah, what would you do to rework Sojourn then? Like, how would you make her more interesting to play?
honestly, I would say a slight health buff, like maybe 225. so she has some more health to work with. And I would also make her like, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, I'd say maybe do some changes to her ultimate, like make it charge up quicker, because in my opinion her ultimate takes very, very long time to charge up.
I really want to add on to that. I feel like they maybe could do more with the slide mechanic that she got.
Yeah, her slide jump is cool. Like,
See, like,
I don't know, she does.
for me personally, I would disagree with the health buff. I think 200's like fine for her. But if I were to change anything on her, I would just say the disruptor shot. Mostly because it doesn't do anything. It's very... It exists. That's really all it does. It exists. Like,
It kind of
Honestly, I don't see the only thing I would change about her is maybe the ult.
damage.
I'd
The
say
disruptor shot deals a surprising amount of damage. Like when I first started playing around with Sojourn, I was like, holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie, Sojourn's ultimate just feels like a copy paste of Soldier's, but without the auto aim. Yeah.
So Sojourn's
That's-
ultimate, like, yeah, you get your railgun charged up a bunch of times, and unless you can hit your shots, you're either going to get a bunch of kills, or you're going to get nothing out of it.
right.
Yeah.
I think Sojourn's disruptor shot should be replaced with a movement ability. Just because, unlike Reaper, she already has like a really good side ability, and that's her gun's railgun. That's
Yeah.
another way to
Yeah.
offensive capability, and the disruptor shot does nothing. And considering the way her character is constructed, she is mostly cybernetic augmented than human.
So you would
So,
think that she would have some kind of secondary movement ability, like if her slide is gone.
Outside of just being able to slide around, like fuck, she has rocket legs for God's sake. She should at least be able to move faster for a period of time
Fuck
too,
it.
or something.
Maybe they should. Maybe they could do something like what they do with. Maybe they could do something like what they do with Hunter's Ball, like maybe a attack or one attacking
Or
skill in
maybe,
the air. Or something.
Maybe she could have like a movement slash like mobile or offensive ability, like a rush down or something, where she'd be able to like
Okay,
dash to some character and not be able to
like
knock him
Genji's
down
dash.
Like Reinhardt.
that's
Yeah,
where, like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
where my
yeah.
brain was
Reinhardt
going.
does, but like at least be able to push him over or something.
See, like, cause she
Yeah,
has
like
like
a
those,
knockback ability.
yeah, she has like the cybernetic legs that already gives her the slide. Why not give her some sort of horizontal movement ability on top of that that lets her just,
I would
like
say,
you said, like
I would-
rush down and just do like a quick melee attack if she like hits someone during that move? That would
and
be
it doesn't even
interesting.
have to like. It doesn't even have to like
would
kill
say
somebody.
that-
It can just be able to. It should just at least let her be able to like pin somebody down and shoot them or something while they're down.
Yeah, or even like knock
Or at
them
least
back
do a little
bit.
bit of knockback.
Yeah.
I would say like it would be something like ERE's solar outburst, but not in all directions, like in a straight line.
Right.
I have no idea what ERE. I still haven't
Here's-
really get instructions.
Fair.
She's a whole thing.
Like I am not interested in Overwatch since ERE's release. I just don't want to play anymore.
Fair.
Hmm.
I think
But,
there's
like-
one character that needs a rework completely, and that's Zaryar.
Sorry.
Zarya.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the bubble woman.
Yeah, Bubble
Yeah.
Woman.
Bubble Lady.
I just don't think
My
it's
reason-
fun to play. Her
bubblegum
only
pussy,
capability as a
bubblegum
character
thing.
is literally just those stupid fucking bubbles. She's not even fun to play. And it doesn't implement
that's it.
anything about her world's strongest woman, like character.
The only
traits.
reason,
Like, her melee
people,
Her melee damage is average. It literally isn't different than any of the other characters. So her world's strongest woman trait isn't even implemented in any sort of scale.
well, if we were
So
going
it's
off
like
of that, then
oh,
melee
She
is
doesn't
like
have to wear
Genji.
armor and she holds a big gun. Fuck, man, that's
Yeah.
boring. Like, she has shit health. She does okay-ish damage as long as she has like a fucking pocket up her asshole. And it's like,
Yeah.
she's just so fucking boring.
Zarya
And-
has literally one use and one use only, and that is to get rid of an Orisa. That is it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason people started playing Zarya was because we're in this new Orisa meta where she's fucking everywhere and she's not going away.
Yeah,
and
because if you're playing
the only
Orisa,
counter-
then you're kind of forced to only use the heal option that you have.
The
The
fourth.
only
Mhm.
hero counters that I've ever seen Zarya be useful for is for Sigma when he was at his peak in Overwatch 2. and Orisa when she's at her peak now. Like,
I will say
Wait,
that
are
her
we gonna
gun
talk
is
about
kind of
why I said
fucking...
Pharah?
like, it's because Sigma's shield, like, didn't do dick against her, and his black hole didn't do dick against her either, meaning all he could do was slowly float away as she basically just cut him in half with her laser gun.
Well, yeah, the whole idea with Zarya is that you get a bunch of charge and you just get as close as you can to anyone you want to kill. That is her whole trait. Her bubbles let her
you just
get charge and get closer, and then you just start beaming people down. Because the whole thing is that as soon as she's out of beam distance, she's useless. She serves zero purpose at that point.
Because, I mean, her
her
grenade
secondary
doesn't really
fire
do
does
for
nothing.
real.
the damn work.
Her secondary fire does absolutely nothing.
Because, like, at
Fuck,
max
who's it?
charge, her grenade still doesn't really do anything. So
No.
it's one, a useless addition to her character, and two, still doesn't, like, the fuck, she's useless. She's fucking pointless as a hero. She's boring to play. Her shield is cool and all just because it charges her up, but if it could be charged up in a similar way to fucking Symmetra, and like,
Yeah, it should be the beam should be like the matches where it gradually gets stronger over time. Not that you have
like
to get
damage rate. Like
fucking
the more damage you deal with
distance.
the beam, the
Yeah,
more charge you get.
like a usage
yeah,
damage
because
move
the thing with
would
the
be a
gun is
way
that
better way to
you don't
implement that.
really want to get close.
Yeah, and like her bubble would be cooler if it didn't last a fucking millisecond and its only purpose was to do damage or to increase your damage. Seriously, damage reduction, that's cool and all. It doesn't do shit otherwise because it seriously barely protects you. It breaks instantly, and its cooldown is way too long.
Yeah, for some reason
I
people
see- I mean,
don't know how. Yeah, for some reason in all the lobbies I go into, people don't know how to fight a Zarya. Like they just think, ooh, shoot, but then suddenly she's at 100% charge and my entire team is dead.
Yeah, because nobody actually, remembers her besides those who sometimes play her. I will say the only way that she could probably get better without complete rework is maybe another skill that can still be bubble related, but instead of you or your ally, it works on the enemy. And probably an upgrade to the and the beam being like symmetries and the bubbles actually being useful, lasting longer, and maybe like 3 instead of 2.
Or better yet, and this is kind of going off what Lena said, I don't know, build into her fucking personality as the world's strongest woman from fucking Russia. Like she has literally nothing to do with her personality. In like, take Tracer for example. Her whole thing is the fact that she's like in this time jumper situation, and her kit revolves around that. Look at Zarya.
Yep.
She is the world's strongest woman. All her voice lines are related to it. She's talking about constantly working out and being the strongest you can be, and her kit is literally hee hee bubble.
Or like at least
Maybe they should make maybe they should use Zarya more like
because all it does is just drag people into one point. It doesn't matter if she's not at full charge because she's not going to do any fucking damage otherwise.
you would think would be on fucking Sigmas.
It would be cool if Zarya's ultimate was her just freaking the fuck out and beating the shit out of people like Winston in a less fucking weird way.
Just switch the ultimates. Give Zarya like a primal rage based ultimate, and then give Winston the suck ultimate.
It would actually be pretty cool.
and Winston, it makes more sense for Winston to do that just because he's a fucking scientist. He's a scientist.
And I know he's a gorilla, and that's why they gave him the primal rage ultimate. But
he's
honestly, most of the time he's like calm and collected.
Or even smarter, get rid of get rid of Zarya's ultimate entirely and change out their ultimates and make, I don't know, Winston's ultimate like function essentially to the BFG because it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Or even better, maybe they could do something. Or even better, they could give Zarya the Doomfist treatment where she, as she fucking punches, kicks, stuff like that. You expect from a working woman.
Give her a fucking uppercut.
Yeah.
Okay, that would unironically actually be a really cool secondary ability, though, if you really think about it, because it would work.
Get close to somebody, fucking smack them upside the jaw, give them a compound fracture.
Considering the fact that cybernetic augmentation is a thing in Overwatch, how does her world's strongest woman thing work? Like, is she augmented to be the world's strongest woman,
I don't
or is she
think so.
like
I think she means like she's the world's strongest, just
in the sense of organic? Because
Organic.
Doomfist could fucking punch her once and her entire body would like explode.
Yeah, she goes.
Quick question. When you hear Zarya, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The world's strongest woman, and also Russia, or a random woman who uses bubblegum?
Neither. I just think of her as a useless character.
I just
Hey,
think of her
honestly,
as your
my
Risa
first
Buster.
is always bubble. My
if
first
you
is always
really-
bubblegum bubbles.
Like, I don't think of her as who she is as a character because they don't implement who she is as a character outside of voice line at all.
If you really want to make it accurate to her character, since she's Russian, just make her ultimate a tactical nuke.
Nah, she just pulls out a bear. She just gets a bear.
That would actually work though. That could actually work. Even though it might be the same as Divas, that
Or
would
like
actually make more
Or make like
sense.
that.
Even if you want to lean into the whole black hole thing, just like give her a black hole, and like if it pulls people in, and then it detonates or something. Like
Yeah,
change it
like,
up.
Arista's basically.
Like Arista's ultimate.
It could be like an astral star from that one game I can't keep remembering the name of, where it blows up after it's just spent.
See,
Like-
okay, my thought is more of a joke thought, but if you've ever played Black Ops 4, Nomad has his ultimate ability be where he gets his pitbull to start killing people. Just do that with Zarya, but instead of a pitbull, you get just a Russian bear. Kind of like how Ash has Bob. She'll just call in a Russian bear or just some sort of grizzly or some sort of bear to just charge at people and maul them to
She
death.
just summons.
And
She
unlike
just,
Bob,
she
let
just
her, like,
summons
move around.
in like a robot bear.
Speaking of which, I wish they actually implemented Bob outside of him standing there for 6 seconds and then leaving. Like, Ash's whole thing is that she constantly fights alongside Bob. There's never a moment where she's not with him, and they don't implement him at all.
What if you could like remote? What if you could like remote?
and nothing else.
What if you could like remote
least
control Bob?
Or
Speaking
like,
of another-
at least make him like constantly near her, like lower his damage or something, but like make him like an ability that lasts like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Like unkillable, but like he does way less damage. So that way, him and Ash can instead pile on damage on top of each other, like they did in the her fucking introduction.
I feel like that would be
Yeah.
incredibly broken is the only thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, well, so is every other hero when they have a reworks.
I want to pause you all there. I know we've been talking about reworking the tanks and the damage so far, but I think the most who needs a rework in support specifically is Zenyatta.
I don't know. I think he's fine.
I think the healing kind of fucking sucks though.
I don't know.
He's in an
'cause
interesting spot.
He's a super high damage support, and he doesn't. I guess the only thing I wish he would do a little better is like actually healing outside of his ultimate,
Well,
because his
okay.
ultimate makes
Yeah,
people nigh and
specifically that
is
part is what I
fine.
mean.
Well, okay, so
Yeah,
here's the problem. It's called support, not healer. He still supports the team actually a shit ton with his
He
damage
does.
if you have good aim.
Yeah.
I think Zen
It's called support, not healer. He
I'll
says.
say if he in terms of healing, yeah, he's actually really, really bad, and his mobility is also really bad, but he makes up for it by being the glass cannon stereotype, where if you don't deal with him and he has good damage, he can obliterate people in one tap.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah, but
if
No,
you
I would like to see it.
Zenyatta has good aim,
I
basically don't expect to do
I
anything
might-
to him because he
There
will
was a
fucking
reason.
annihilate
There was a
people.
reason that in Overwatch 1 that I was a Zenyatta main for a very good portion of my Overwatch 1 career because he was fucking awesome.
And he's
Yeah.
a character
I
that's
was
just not touched.
I would say that, in my opinion, my only issue is that he feels more like a DPS than anything else. I don't
That's
really see
fair.
anybody be bothering the support aspect of him anymore. So
I'd
I
say
guess-
that Iari is like the better Zenyatta. Good
I feel
damage
like
and good
the only
heals.
thing I would change about Zenyatta is maybe getting rid of his alt fire because not a lot of people really actually use it.
I heavily disagree with that. That is literally what I see 9 times out of 10 whenever I see a Zen game.
yeah, that is most.
That's the thing.
That is actually most successful.
The Zenyatas I see are always at range. I don't ever get a close Zenyatta.
I'm not gonna lie. I keep on forgetting about his passive ability or that extra ability that he has with the melee.
That
His melee
Yeah,
ability
the
is actually really
super
good in my
kick.
opinion. I use it
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
actually really fun. one time
It's
I
very
got
good,
one
but it's just
time-
forgettable. That's the thing.
Like
one
the
time I
only
tried playing
time,
Zenyatta
the
again
only time
in
that ability isn't useful to me is against a character who can knock him back as well. That's about it.
Pretty
I
much
was
in the
really
tank.
enjoying myself one time. It was what's that map? The One
Because-
Punch map, the Castillo map.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of fun on Zenyatta because once the enemies got to that one point where there's just a ledge right there, his kick was so fucking fun. I knocked like 3 people off within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, so we,
Another hero
so
I
we
would
basically all
like-
agree that. Oh wait,
change a wee bit.
you want to talk? Okay.
I wish they could change Reinhardt's ultimate just to make his stun last a little longer. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's
Like-
good as
Quick
is.
question. So we all agree. Quick question. So we all agree that the support
It
class
knocks
is
everybody
fine,
off their
and that
feet,
the
but
only
you won't be
problem
able
is
to-
that they should really make the healing for Zenyatta feel like a heal.
If you're a Reinhardt
Mhm.
working on your own, you won't really be able to do much if you're doing that ultimate because one, your team's dead, and two, you can only probably kill 1 or 2 people that are stunned while you like.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't get more than that unless you're like fucking lucky and you're playing against dumbass people.
Ryan is a character who you have to play as a team with, and I think like
Yeah.
he shouldn't be buffed like that because you just have to understand how team play works. If you don't understand that, then you shouldn't be playing Reinhardt. That's my personal take on him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need
Yeah.
a buff. He doesn't need a nerf.
If you want to play a
Do I
tank
heard
where
that
you can
you
just like, play the game by yourself,
like-
pick Lisa or Jungle
That's the
Queen.
thing.
Right.
Is no, but if you're a Reinhardt and you're better than the rest of your team and your team gets fucked, then you should also be able to at least have an ounce of survivability because even his like charge doesn't move fast enough to escape from an enemy unless you're literally right next to a corner.
True. Yeah.
Like he just needs at least a method to survive if his team gets fucking romped because the moment Orion's team goes down, they're not really going to be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, his fucking arc fire thingy doohickey or whatever his ability is to
The fire
launch
snake.
those hammer flames or whatever do the exact same amount of damage as his hammer. So, fuck. And he can only throw 2 of them and he moves way too
It's
slow.
like a
to be-
long range hammer hit.
Actually, his flames do more. They do 100 damage, so they do more than his hammer does.
How much
I thought
does
his
this
hammer
hammer
did-
do?
I have a
I thought his hammer
question
did like 90.
about Winton. Does Winton feel? I don't know. What's the word?
Boring?
Does Winton feel
Dog
like
shit?
you guys that he can do
Dog
more?
Dog shit?
You know?
He's just not
Yeah,
good
fair
enough.
enough. Probably dog shit.
He's just not good in any conceivable scale.
Winston and Reinhardt are in the same category, and this is someone who's played a lot of Winston and Reinhardt as of recently, where, again, if your team is just trash and you don't know, and Winston's a more technical character, believe it or not, so if you don't
Yeah.
have a good team and you don't understand how the ins and outs of the characters work, that's when Winston and Reinhardt seem like dog crap. But as soon as you actually understand their inner workings, and especially if you're playing like with a team of 3 or 2 or whatever, I think you can actually see a lot with Winston. Like, that's why you see him so much in pro plays, because he's actually really good, but he's also super map dependent and he's super team dependent.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
competitive Winston's
Weirder machinations of my mind
because you know
already
if you're
make
in a high tier on comp, you're gonna walk into a team that's actually probably gonna be really good to work with. So then, yeah, you can play Winston or something because then you can actually rely on your team. And fuck, that's my one problem with Reinhardt is that the way his character is constructed, he shouldn't have to rely on his team. His team
Like,
should be a little more
I wanna-
reliant than he should be on them. Because the moment they're gone, he can't
Oh.
do shit.
Here's my little take on that. I know I'm like mixing up like cinematics with gameplay, but in the whole Eichenwald Crusader cinematic with young Reinhardt and the Crusaders, in that cinematic you see him bouncing around using Bastion units like a fucking omnic-scented sponge, and he's basically turning the fucking Bastion units into a slushy. Yet in the game, a Reinhardt can only stand to hold his shield up against a single Bastion unit for a couple seconds before the armor is absolutely clipped off his body if he doesn't have his team behind him. Like, in lore and in cinematics, Reinhardt is like this hulking powerhouse. Like, he gets shit done. Yet in the game, if you don't have your team, you're gonna get caught with your dick in your hand.
I will say that those are the only characters I really got. Well, actually, wait, no, never mind. I forget. We forgot about shit.
Damn it.
You know who we forgot to talk about?
Fair.
Genji and Junkrat.
These
I think.
I
Okay,
forgot.
longer. But like Reinhardt has had the biggest fall off from a cinematic introduction to his actual character.
Yeah.
Because he seriously can't do anything that he was shown to be able to do. And don't pull the excuses, oh, he's old now. He's still the same guy. He should at least be capable of producing that kind of damage with that kind of weapon. In comparison to him being able to rocket bash somebody and have no control over where he goes, what he does, and he plays like a fucking senile old man.
It's a rocket powered hammer being wielded by a 7 foot tall German beer powered beefcake. He just
the thing is, the character's cool, but there's nothing that really.
He is hydraulically
He does
enhanced.
nothing that really.
He has a rocket to enhance him, and he still can't kill somebody in one hit.
Like the Earth Shatter, if you're at the epicenter of an Earth Shatter, it would be like getting curve stomped by a T-Rex. Like you will die.
And to be fair, though,
if you are at the epicenter,
most of the squishy characters with his Earth Shatter, but that's only if they are literally within an inch of him.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like
He's a cool. They introduce him as a cool character, but in
he's
gameplay,
so fucking cool. But he's so boring to play.
because you're so reliant on your team
I
knowing
wish
what
the
the fuck
team
they're
was
doing.
more reliant on him as a character. I wish he was able to produce more damage, especially considering all of the fucking advantages he has as a character. I wish he was able to tank more damage as a character himself rather than his shield. And I wish, for the love of God, his Earth Shatter to at least do extra damage or stun them for a little longer.
How long have we been talking already?
I have to agree and strongly disagree with that. Also, it's been an hour.
Yeah, I can't stay
We
much
should,
longer.
we
guys.
should probably move on. We should probably move on before we hit the 2 hour mark.
Well, have fun with the rest of your Hellcast. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go, hang out with my boyfriend. So I'll talk to y'all later.
See ya.
Hey, bye.
Enjoy.
I want to add on one more. I want to add on one more thing to what she said about Reinhardt before we finish. I feel like Brigitte is what Reinhardt could have been.
Brigitte.
I'm so sorry, Brigitte.
I call her whatever I want. I cannot be
No,
bothered.
you know what? Fair.
I call her wrong.
Yup.
Fair. You do what you want. It's Brigitte, but I'm gonna call her Brigitte. I'm gonna call her Brigitte from now on because it sounds like baguette.
Oh dear God.
But I feel
Yo,
I feel like Brigitte is what you. She could have. Reinhardt is what she could have been. I mean, yeah. Brigitte is what Reinhardt could have been as gameplay.
Yeah.
Because Brigitte is actually pretty fucking fun. And still a pretty cool fucking
think for
character.
It's like a tiny Reinhardt. It's like a tiny Reinhardt, except better somehow.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
I think for me personally, and this is just me, my own personal experiences, I think Reinhardt is just fine where he is. I have not had a single problem with him. So like,
Then you've been having good teams.
I'll say I've had,
You've
I
been-
guess,
yeah, you've been
decent
in good
teams, but I don't play Ryan much, so I'm not like a hardcore, Ryan super buff by any means. But
You're
with
not
the
a fucking
time
shovel
that
bot.
but with the time I've played Ryan, I think he's just fine. And I go back to the idea of like, what does a tank do? They make space. They don't need to be super massive buff powerhouses, because like I know one thing that was brought up a whole bunch was this idea of being massive hammer with massive man, you should do massive damage, but that's not what tanks do. They're not DPS. The job of the tank is to control the environment, create space for their DPS to do things, for their support to back them up, and I think Ryan does that perfectly. His charge allows him to easily move members of the enemy team around and make it so that they're disconnected. His flames
I
are
see what you're
kind of
saying.
weak. Like, honestly, I wouldn't mind a rework to him in the form of being able to kind of like what was said earlier, this idea of having his hammer serve as a mobility type as well, where he could maybe like fling himself using that like hammer as it's kind of
What if
seen
he
in the
gets like
cinematic.
a whirlwind kind of ability, like he
Or even
spins
that,
around
yeah.
with his
Just
hammer or
something that
something?
lets him have like a little bit extra mobility. But then other than that, I think he does just fine as a tank. That's my take.
Okay, I think the problem is that what you said is yes, what a tank should be, but the problem is this is Overwatch.
That's true. It is
That's
Overwatch.
true.
Yeah.
We can't be happy.
You gotta remember this is Overwatch. No matter how good or accurate the tank is, it's still Overwatch. So yeah, basically Reinhardt is a good character, but it's just that he's in the wrong game environment.
Before I leave rework season, I want to go back to Pharah because I'm still curious on why you would rework Pharah.
Oh yeah. I honestly,
Yeah.
I really just don't like her playstyle. I've only played her a handful of times, and even when I have a decent team, I just get absolutely clusterfucked into the ass or into the fucking stratosphere. And the one thing that I would change about her is her ultimate. Why
It's
the
one of
fuck?
the worst.
Why-
It is one of the
Why
worst.
the fuck does
Yeah.
she sit still when she's raining fire from above? Like if
Like, it does-
it's
the
so
thing is, it
it's
does
so
big
two-dimensional.
damage.
It's like Reaper. Like you can tell when a fair is about to ult, and when she
Yeah.
does, when she does, there are so many heroes that can just eat it or stun lock her out of it or just straight up fucking kill her because she sits still like a fucking deer in headlights.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Talking about Pharah, I see her as a mix of basically Reaper and Mercy.
See, the way
If-
that I see her is she was the flying archetype before Echo came in. Like, when
True,
Echo
yeah,
didn't
exactly.
exist, Pharah was literally the perfect definition of a flying archetype for DPS. The problem is,
And then
Yeah.
Echo exists now, and Echo is, in my opinion, superior in every way to the flying archetype.
Oh, you are not
yeah.
wrong. You are
I'm-
absolutely
I-
not wrong.
I play Echo a lot, and something I noticed with people is they don't really know how to fight an Echo unless, like, it's somebody that's really good against it.
Well, and like,
Because
look at Echo in the
Yeah.
way that, like, just in all sense, her flight is easier to get a grasp of. You don't have this weird meter the entire time. Like, to a new player, meters are daunting. Fun fact. So when they
Yeah,
see this
mhm.
fuel meter slowly going down, it scares the shit out of them. Echo is really easy to get a
Right.
hang of because it's just a normal ability that lets you fly around for a few seconds, and then you
and
glide
her
back down, and you go back to DPS.
Yeah.
The other
Pretty
thing,
much.
even so, if you're really good with Echo, when you're up flying in the air, you hold down whatever button you use. Like in my case,
Slowly
it's X.
glide down.
You hold down X and then you glide, so you still have like air control while you're flying
Just like
down.
Mercy.
Right.
And her sticky bombs have an insane distance. And if you're very observant and you're like watching enemy health pools and you zoom in there with that focusing beam, everybody will die.
it's super
Yeah.
easy. All you have to do is understand the sticky bomb focused beam combo when you're in 1v1s or even like 1v2s, and you can get through so easily.
And she has probably one of the most fun outs, in my opinion.
Yeah, the
Oh
ability
yeah,
to duplicate
her
is
ultimate
so
is
fun.
just a flex ult. Her ultimate is
Yeah.
just a flex ult. You're like it was like the April Fool's thing. I'm better than you at
Yeah, and,
blank.
Yeah.
and in 90% of cases, it's true. Because if you go against a good Echo player, it's because they know every other character in the game. They know what ults are going to be better. They know what's going to be better for every
Yep.
situation. A good Echo is genuinely one of the most terrifying things to go against.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
A good Echo can team wipe. One thing
Yeah.
that I do with Echo is if there is an Ana on the other team, I duplicate the Ana so that I can nano boost people.
Yeah.
Because That is
Yeah.
low-key one of the smartest things that you can do as an Echo player.
Yeah,
Like,
the smart.
duplicate a support like Ana or Iari, and go to town. And if you
Like
want
the
to,
duplicate,
if you like lose your tank, what I do when I lose a tank, duplicate the tank.
It is
Like for
smart.
example, imagine if you just lose a healer, and because of that your team might die, but you could just duplicate the other healer and actually
I'll take
just
this.
bring it back last second.
Well, yeah, and
And it's
Like,
also
the other
like an
healer
ability
come
that
back.
saves your life. It's like a second life because you also get, if you're like below 100 health, you also heal up to 100 health
Below?
with your
Below?
duplicate take.
What do you mean by below?
Below. Below. You fucking idiot.
Nah, I heard the below.
Below. The word below.
So you want below her below? Oh, okay.
Oh, you stress me out. Anyway,
Now you know how
No,
school
no.
feels for me.
we're still on this topic, but I'm gonna keep going. Another hero that I think desperately needs a rework, and a lot of people have said this, Cassidy.
yeah.
Cassidy, yeah.
Cassidy genuinely has one of the worst ults in the game because if you don't pair it with somebody, you're not going to get any value out of it. Literally, whenever I play Cassidy,
Yeah.
I use his ultimate as a quick reload.
Pretty much.
Like, admittedly, it is. I mean, at its core, it is a very, very strong fucking ult.
But the
But
thing
at the
is,
same
It's
time,
so
it's
easy.
everyone for the most obvious one too.
the moment people hear it's high noon, they can either stun lock you, focus you, or run for cover.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot about that. And same thing goes for Reaper, but the thing is with his, it's an
more
all-round
committal.
attack,
It's more committal.
and you have the movement, so you can still fuck people over even if you get exposed.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, with Cassidy, the only time you ever get any value out of his ultimate if you're playing against literal lobotomy patients or you're like solo ulting somebody for fun.
Yeah, like admittedly, the only time you're gonna land the dead eye, well, no, admittedly, at best with the dead eye out, you're probably only going to kill at least 3 people at most, unless your enemy's team is extremely stupid, blind,
Or low.
or you're fucking lucky as hell.
Yep.
See, one of the main things I like pairing with Cassidy's ultimate is Sigma's ultimate because they can't run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't run. Yeah,
Or like
Arista
Zarya. Right.
or like Arista, in case her ult doesn't kill, you can always just get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move on to the next question before we spend another hour on this topic.
Right. Also, I just want to add on real quickly. I feel like Cassidy is trying to be soldier basically,
Pretty much.
but sucks at that.
Different, like
Yeah.
similar but different. Both hit scan, both
Yeah.
bullet-based weapons. Yeah. Both move.
Yeah.
So which character are we going to? Are we going to Junkrat now, or are we going to Genji?
So I'm actually gonna throw out a whole different question here before we go into rework town for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Does the ranking system need a rework?
Probably.
And if so,
honestly, I
like,
don't know.
How would you rework it if you?
I don't play
so.
comp that much, but my experience with comp is you win like 20 games in a row, and you go from like silver 4 to silver 3.
Mhm.
I don't play com at all. As you know, I am a filthy casual when it comes to shooters. But from what I've heard from Kit, it probably does need rework.
It definitely does.
You did say that one time you were winning.
The whole competitive mode as a whole, in my opinion, just needs like some kind of difference because it doesn't feel all that different from quick play. Besides, like, you know, people are sometimes better, but even then, in quick play, there's sweats everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, the sweats. You expect the sweats to be in calm,
Yeah.
but really it's the other way around.
So then I open the question, like, what would you do to make comp feel better in terms of like being a competitive game mode on par with games like, you know, Valorant, Apex, stuff like that.
Make competitive specific game modes.
I would say make competitive specific game modes. Make the prices what you would get from game way better in comp, like XP, battle pass experience, this
Like,
and that.
get like more risk, more reward.
Yeah, yeah, more risk, more reward.
And I would like to
make it make sense. Because, for example, Kid, didn't you say one time you were winning multiple times back to back in a row in comp, and then you lost one time and lost your rank?
Pretty much.
yes.
Yeah. That is
That's
a very common
make it
thing
make
to see.
sense.
Another whole game thing that I want to rework is matchmaking. Stop putting me in a game that is already over.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know that's something that's just like it's really hard to actually determine that for like a, you know, normal program to do. It just sees that there's an empty slot and fills it, but it's still very annoying when you get that.
Like, even like if it's a competitive match, just make it so that if somebody leaves, fuck it.
They just make it as if somebody leaves, they're at least punished for it.
Yeah, but even so, the matchmaking, it's like, I hate it. Like, you get put into an in-progress match. You get put into a game that literally just ends immediately, and then that's a loss on your record because some motherfucker decided to say bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matchmaking as a whole. Even if you wanna, I would say the idea that I have for it is to like make it a setting to where like you can switch. Like, do I want to be put in matches that are in progress? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That would be smart,
Like,
actually. Just like a setting
Yeah,
or something to click on.
Yeah. I swear sometimes I have better ideas than the actual company.
Because admittedly, when it comes to when you're joining like midway a game, admittedly, even though it happens rarely for me, it's still pretty fucking annoying. And usually when you do it, you're probably going to be most likely on the losing team.
Yeah, and it's a mood killer. It's a massive mood killer to be in a game that's literally already like
that's
2
one
rounds
thing.
in, and the enemy has 90% on the point, and you have 0.
Maybe the only theory as to why that they have it like that in the game is to encourage people to play with friends, because the more like people you have in your group, the less likely you are to be put into a game in progress. But also, if you have more people in your group, the more likely you are going to be put into a game in progress that is already lost.
Even then, you, me, and you guys have both experienced everybody else, well, the 2 other people on our team leaving, and that's still fucking us over.
Yeah, in a team-based game, if a team member leaves, you're already at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wish like matchmaking. I just wish it was all more committal, basically.
Yeah, like the
you're
way
in this
I
game
like
and you're in it for good.
Right. The way I like to kind of envision it is like, think of like a basketball match, for example, right? You have 5 players on both sides, and now imagine if one of those players was forcibly taken out, so now it's a 4v5 and you're on the losing team. Now whoever has the ball always has 2 men on them at all times, and don't take that the wrong way. You have 2 people literally defending you instead of always having a 1v1. You are at a disadvantage. Whoever's laughing, I'm going to kill you. So, like, it's that type of disadvantage, but in Overwatch. If someone leaves, like say your support leaves, so now you have 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 1 support, that 1 support is now having to fill the shoes of 2 support players. That's a lot of healing.
Yeah. The same can be said for if you're damage, since there's 2 damage, well, if one leaves, you're gonna have to you're at that point forced to try hard, really.
Yeah, you're forced to play insanely aggressive, and God forbid if your tank leaves. If your tank leaves, good luck.
Then you have no protection. You have unless your DPS like is like
ungodly.
maybe a bastion. It's like a bastion. It's like it's like one of the only tanky DPS in the game because of the armor health. But
I was
like,
gonna say like
unless
Bastion May. Unless you're running like
Yeah,
Bastion
Bastion
May,
May.
you're pretty much done though.
yeah,
Like
because
when
you
your
need
tank
a tank.
leaves,
You
then
need
you're
a
probably
tank.
going to lose. Yeah, because
You
when you
need a
lose a
tank.
tank, losing a DPS or a support is already a disadvantage. Losing a tank
But
is
losing
probably
your
just a
tank,
confirmed the loss because
that's like you've already lost the team fight.
right.
because the next tank that will joining and fill that slot will most likely be quite literally worse than the tank that you had before.
Yeah, and in my experience with a tank leaving, the person that joins takes like a literal minute to pick their character, and then the game's already over.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
What's next?
at this point, I don't have many more questions. So basically, what this is after is I'm just gonna rapid fire a bunch of hot takes that I found online, like things that were very commonly said, like over and over again between like multiple different social media platforms that I looked at, and we're just gonna see how you guys feel about them. So ready?
Question. So we're not. So
Alright.
question. Are you? Kit, are you purposely avoiding Junkrat and Genji?
Yes. Okay. First.
Let's not even talk about that. Let's not talk about
Okay, first hot take. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this one's a hot take. 6v6 is better than 5v5.
I actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Actually,
I'd say they're both good and bad because in 6v6 you had comps like the double shield comp and goats shit, but in 5v5 they made the game like so much more like defensive and like offensively focused.
So
Like
team
5v5, yeah.
See,
It really.
5v5
I would
5v5
say
made it
I
so
would.
that it was. Sorry.
I would like to strongly agree, but I have a feeling if we're trying to be realistic, Overwatch is probably going to mess up the 6v6.
yeah, honestly.
I mean, no, not
probably.
Overwatch. Blizzard is probably gonna fuck over the 6v6. Though, what would be fun is if you had options for like, you know how you could do solos or just duos, 1v1. I mean,
Right.
it's duos, solos, trios, quads,
Honestly,
stuff like that.
my suggestion would be like, because in Overwatch fashion, just put 6v6 into the arcade.
Yeah, you could do that too.
See, the only thing for me is I think on one hand 66 was like almost too chaotic at times, but with that said, 5v5 made so many characters just so bad. And I think the primary like focus on that is tank, like was kind of said before. Because of 5v5, the idea that there's only a singular tank now, characters like Roadhog are now way worse. Characters like Reinhardt have gone down significantly. Characters like Ball are just completely unplayable at times. So
Yeah.
Some characters forgotten, some players never touched again.
right,
Pause.
so like basically as soon as it hit 5v5, if the tank didn't have some sort of survivability factor, for example, Junker Queen with her self-heal, Orisa with her fortify, things like that, they instantly went down like multiple tiers. And they didn't compensate.
Even the ones with like self-preservation, like Ball's adaptive shield or Hog's thing,
or even Doomfist.
If they don't know what to do after they pop it, then all that health just goes away anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Which mostly happens for if you're playing with his Doomfist.
Right.
Fucking Doomfist.
Okay, next
the
big one.
Man.
This one's also pretty hot currently, and was especially hot early Overwatch 2. Push should be removed in general, just gone. No more push.
I say no more push, but I also say no more 2CP because in Overwatch 1, if you were on like Temple of Anubis 2CP, you're gonna be wasting like a good 15 minutes of your life.
I would say
I would
maybe
say like either replace push with something completely different, or make it to where like as soon as you die, you're not walking back, like
20
wasting
seconds at a time.
45
Yeah,
seconds.
20,
Yeah,
30 seconds.
yeah.
I feel either lessen the push, change it completely, or at least cut the painful experience of having to walk all the way back. Because imagine you get pushed off and you're playing Sigma. By the time you get like halfway
Oh yeah.
to where the
Sigma's
team
a-
is,
yeah.
you're
Especially-
most likely
yeah.
going to be dead.
Especially characters that have no movement are slow as shit, like Sigma, Hogs, and Yada.
So then
boy.
I'm actually gonna add on to this because I made this before Flashpoint came out. So I'm gonna ask the same hot take: should Flashpoint be removed?
Flashpoint has the same problem, just in a different like casing.
So then which
Like-
which one's better then, Push or Flashpoint?
They both have the same problem, but in my opinion, I would rather play Push over Flashpoint, or Flashpoint over Push, just because the fucking Push is so goddamn slow. At least with Flashpoint, it's like you have, and the maps are okay, but at least with Flashpoint, there's more leeway for interesting scenarios because you're constantly changing spots. Like you're going to a completely different area.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I would say maybe not remove, but maybe choose which one you would prefer to play more at least.
So like have the ability to pick which game modes you prefer before joining lobbies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that could also be like a setting. Like just pick which game modes like you want to be put in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, honestly. It would make
No,
game
yeah.
times kind of iffy, but it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. So,
Because even if you still choose this one instead of that one, you would. I didn't say just fully on this one. You could still get put into a Flashpoint every now and then, but you're
Right,
more likely
yeah.
to get put in a push.
Mm-hmm.
but still have the option like
Yeah.
pick which game modes you prefer.
Yeah.
Like a blacklist or something.
Kinda.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. Next one. Support should be nerfed just all around the board. Numbers need to go down.
I think most of the support characters are in a good spot right now. There are some, like Kiriko, that I would consider need like an ability rework because you literally can't play certain heroes if there's a Kiriko on the other team.
Yeah, like enemy Ana becomes completely useless. Like basically her entire kit is completely useless at that point.
Yep.
Just as an example.
Because boom, Suzu.
Right.
Kind of fucking hard to say it. Because, honestly, I think I would leave support mostly how it is. It isn't.
I would
It
just leave
isn't-
support alone.
Yeah, I would leave support mostly alone. Maybe like a few tweaks and maybe like a few ability tweaks and stuff like that. Yeah, but mostly just is perfectly fine how it is, honestly. Mostly
See,
fine.
The only character I would like, if I got into an argument with someone about this, the only character I could like argue with is probably Baptiste. And the only reason I say that is because his numbers are insane right now. He has really strong damage. He basically, and this is one thing that I hear from a couple different, like whenever I watch YouTube content on Overwatch, Baptiste has what's known as 3 health pools because he has his normal health pool.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
He has his regenerative burst, which is basically just a free 100 health pool to be automatically used on everyone. And he has his lamp, or his immortality field. So he essentially has 3 health pools. So like, whenever I think of like supports that need a nerf, Baptiste is typically like kind of under the radar, and yet he's a character that's like actually insanely strong if you really get good at him.
Thinking about it, Bap definitely needs like some kind of rework. Like I would say maybe lessen the health or lessen the time of his immortality field, and make like his regenerative burst either have a longer cooldown or like a longer duration, like with the health over time.
Because yeah, like his cooldowns
Yeah.
are already like 20 seconds, but they're still just like you can
Also,
use them often.
I think I think they should do one more thing with Baptiste. I think they should probably change his I know hot topic. Do you think that they should change the exo boots, the whole crunch to jump higher or something?
Honestly, I think
I think it's time.
I think the exo boots are fine. I think the numbers are what scares me. The idea that he has both insane damage with insane healing output. Like each shot he does 60 healing.
Especially if it's amplified by his matrix.
Right, and like so like you could argue
Honestly,
people
not
like
gonna lie. I think that honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think the amplify could maybe use a change somewhat. Maybe they could go the soldier route. Honestly.
fair.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I find that whenever I play Baptiste, which is every now and then, because I am trying to learn him because he is actually pretty good.
Right.
Every time I use Amplify, everybody always hides behind. Everybody always fucks off. The enemy team always runs away from it.
I mean,
Well, yeah.
that can kind of be said about a lot of ults, but Baps especially is like when I think of support ults, I definitely don't think of Baps as being very useful in a lot of cases because kind of like what Trish just said, like all you got to do to counter a Bap ult is get out of the area. That's it. That's all you have to do. So like
the only time that a BAP ult is really good is if you're using it in a choke point.
Yeah, like in a choke point or like right next to like a control point where like the team has to go there.
Yeah, that's the only time that. The only way you're going to be able to use the ult is if the enemy team has no choice but to actually go into the fight.
Right.
But to engage,
Yeah, to engage, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
kind of
besides that, everybody's just gonna fuck off.
Right. Kind of bumping off of that, and I know this has already been said multiple times, but I really want to talk about it. Kiriko is very unhealthy for the game.
Oh boy, oh boy. Have you noticed how they're trying to make Kiriko like the poster child of Overwatch? Like she's gotten a skin. She's gotten a skin every season. She's gotten she had a whole cinematic made about her, and for some reason they changed the arcade logo to her when it was Diva before, but Diva's the Gamer girl. Like it's like they're trying to make Kiriko the new Tracer.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though. I honestly don't see Tracer. I mean, I honestly don't see Kiriko's that much, honestly. The main time that I see Kiriko,
when you do see her, she's usually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually when you see her, she's pretty decent, but seeing her is also very rare. The main time that I see Kiriko is when I'm playing with Corgi. Other than that, I can't remember the last time I see Kiriko.
Yeah, the only reason I like playing Kiriko is because getting like a kill or a headshot with her kunai is marginally more satisfying than other support characters.
I will never. No, I will stay on top of this hill and I will die on this hill. Kiriko is fucking gender bent Hanzo and Genji. You will never be able to change my fucking mind.
That's pretty much. She's basically just like them. She's basically just them combined and also turned into a woman. Which, by the way, how the fuck did they grow up together if Hanzo is like 40, she's like 20, and Genji's like 30? How the fuck did they grow up together?
Logic.
Yeah, she's 21.
It's the Overwatch continuity.
Hanzo's
Don't question
40.
I'm gonna question.
And Genji's like 30.
We're talking about Blizzard storytelling here. Don't question it.
That's a good point. Anyway,
Genji and Hanzo is more understandable.
On the topic that she's unhealthy for the game, I both agree and disagree with it. Like, in times, like I said, she makes characters like Anna and I will say Iari unplayable because Iari's ultimate is
be
it's a
cleansed.
status effect.
It can be cleansed, yeah.
It makes characters like Anna, even characters like what's his face? What the fuck is his name? Yeah, Anna Iari. Yeah, that's his name. Holy shit.
You're the one that
In
plays
my
Overwatch
opinion,
the
I
most.
think
How are you
Kiriko-
forgetting this?
Cause my brain is smooth.
I
Anyway.
want to say,
I literally played Overwatch.
in my opinion, I think Kiriko could. In my opinion, I think Kiriko could be a good play, a more played character than she is now. But I think the problem is Blizzard's been trying to shove her down everybody's throat so much.
Yeah, they're
so
trying
fucking
to
much that
turn her
nobody
into
even.
they're trying to turn her into the poster child of the game. Just like how
Right.
Tracer was the poster child of Overwatch 1.
With everybody go die with as Tracer. That's never going to
And
change.
Kiriko gets all the cool skins too.
Quote me if I'm wrong on this. I think
Yeah.
this is the first season we're actually not getting a new Kiriko skin. Quote me if I'm wrong, but
I believe you are right.
I don't.
Last season we got one. I'm pretty sure the season before that we got Timekeeper.
Yeah, like I didn't watch the new
And
trailer.
there was
I'm gonna be honest. I just did not care whatsoever.
I didn't
but
see it. I watched it and I don't think there was a Kiri skin.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
don't think there was. I'm gonna look through them now real quick, but I'm like genuinely certain that we're not getting a Kiri skin for once, which is really big. So,
Powers.
I'm actually gonna look it up right now.
yeah, we're not getting one.
Nice.
This is the first season, to my knowledge, that we're not getting anything.
Can I say
for
that I don't
Kiri.
like that they gave the mythic to Hanzo?
Oh, a lot of people share that sentiment. Don't worry, a lot of people share that sentiment.
I feel like a character like you saw. I swear when the trailer started and I saw that cool ass Moira skin that was gonna be the mythic, but then it gave it the mythic to Hanzo for no fucking
The
reason.
Moira skin is honestly, no. Most of the Halloween
Moira skin's
skins
better.
and the crossover skins are better than the Hanzo skin.
That is
Genji-
factual. Like the Moira skin is better than the Hanzo skin, and it looks like a mythic.
Genji's season 1 mythic is better than the Hanzo skin. And they're basically going off of the same type of theme.
Yeah, like a light beam.
I have a quick question. Do you think Overwatch can? I know that Overwatch characters are they all are known as heroes. But do you think Overwatch should do something like instead of just heroes, they could also add like a villains list of characters?
I mean, we already kind of have that. I know they're all called heroes, but
Well-
like, if you look at people like Doomfist,
Yeah.
like Ramatra, stuff like that, they are technically not heroes.
Well-
So,
Well, yeah, but still, I think you should put them in a different category so that it can lead to more, characters, more interesting characters than you can make.
I think if you're gonna go off
Oh,
that
wait a
list,
minute. Hold on.
do we have?
Going back. They're bringing the witch skin for Kiri back, so you are
that
unfortunately.
doesn't count. Screw off with that.
It's
No.
not really, but it's not new.
It's
But
just
again,
coming
they're
back.
giving
It's
her.
It's a
They're
shop
giving
skin.
her something.
It's a shop skin.
I always come back.
So was Timekeeper.
Yeah, honestly, Witch is better than Timekeeper, and I will die on that hill.
Oh no, yeah, I love the witch skin.
I
The only
always
reason I
come on
didn't
the
get
back.
it was because I didn't have battle pass. Or wait, where?
It
How
was a
did you get the witch skin?
It was a shop skin. You had to pay for it.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was a battle pass for some reason. No, that was Rogue. I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the Rogue one too.
Quick question: do you think they should add more snipers to Overwatch?
No, actually, that was the
No.
next thing that's on here. One shots should be removed from the game.
I didn't say one
will
shot. Wait, what?
die on this hill saying that snipers just need to get out of the game. This
Damn.
game
Yeah.
does not support snipers. This isn't Call of Duty.
Yeah.
This isn't CSGO. This is not a sniper game. I'm sorry, Widow
I mean,
lovers.
sure.
I'm sorry, Hanzo lovers. hell, I'm
It's
sorry,
not a
Ana
sniper
lovers. It's not a sniper game, and we don't need them around here. It's just, ugh.
No.
It's just
Actually,
a
don't
fucking
get-
mood
don't get
killer
rid
when
of
you have a
Kiriko. Don't
Widowmaker
get rid of
standing there in the
Kiriko.
back line and nobody knows how to kill a fucking Widowmaker.
Exactly.
What's more
don't get rid
infuriating?
of Jared.
What's more infuriating, getting one-shotted by a Widow or one-shotted by a Hanzo?
Hanzo, easily.
Thank you.
Hanzo.
Okay, cool.
Widow,
We're on
no.
the same page.
Hanzo is yeah. It's just that Widow is annoying when you get one shot by her because it's like,
But
oh, of course.
Hanzo is constantly shoving arrows up your asshole.
Yeah.
Yes. There's two Hanzos. One that just spam the arrows, one that actually fucking aim, which is rare.
Right. Like, if a Widow kills me, I have to still respect that the Widow had to sit there, wait for it to hit 100%, and pop me directly on the head. Like, that takes skill.
And like
I have to respect that.
When meanwhile Hanzo arrows literally miss you, and then suddenly they decide, oh no, I'm gonna turn around and hit you.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
forgot
literally
that
happened
Overwatch
one
has
time.
like the hurt box extended.
Yeah.
Like literally one time I was playing Symmetra on King's Row, Hanzo on the other team. I had to go back into the game replay to slow this down because I was behind a wall and a Hanzo still somehow killed me in that little choke point by the first little payload point. And I was like behind the wall, but the arrow slid right by me and somehow I guess that counts as a headshot.
Or even think about this. Ash's dynamite, you know, a literal bomb, only does like, what, 60 damage to you? A tiny little arrow, a tiny little arrow that hits you in the shin does 120. A tiny arrow does like double, if not more than double damage that a literal bomb does.
Does Ash count as a sniper?
No.
I was gonna wait.
Ash is
No,
more of
he's
a
been counted as a
mid-range.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because
Yeah.
she definitely has some sniper aspects to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
wouldn't
does,
say
but
so.
honestly, just get rid of the sniper gun.
Mhm.
Just use any gun but a sniper rifle, honestly.
Honestly, I think Ana can have her sniper rifle because she can't one-tap.
Right.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Hanzo
But
is
get rid of
definitely...
Widow's.
Ugh. Yeah.
Even if you
I
give
would
her
say,
like,
honestly, my hot take for the game: add more melee heroes.
Honestly, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
We
honestly,
haven't... I guess we got Ramatra, but like... He's kind of iffy right now. Like, melee heroes
Just
in
add,
general
like-
kinda suck right now.
I'd add like a hero, like a DPS or a tank or something that just has like blades or something. And I don't mean Genji. Like, I'm not
Yeah, I know.
talking about like another Genji. Like, not like you have either very little or zero long range capabilities. You are a committal, like close range melee hero.
Yeah, something
Like,
like
even
Reinhardt.
if you have to give them like one range capability, like how Doomfist still has like his shotgun on his
His weird fucking
but-
shotgun fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, his rare
Or
shotgun
like, or
fist.
even like Reinhardt's fire strike.
Yeah, still you can still give them one range capability, but make
then
more range.
Have their
characters.
main damage dealer be like, I don't know, a fucking sword or something, like a
Mhm.
claymore.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, they should probably do that with Zera.
Yeah.
Zarya.
Close.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's probably a remake that she needs.
That would
Just
actually
melee.
be pretty cool. Just like make her a melee character.
Yeah, that would be cool because even if it's with naming arguments about her.
It
her being
sticks
the
up
world's
with her
strongest woman.
world's strongest woman thing.
Heck, even
How long,
let her
how,
keep
how
the
long have
bubble.
we been going for now?
Yeah, even
Oh,
let
yeah.
her keep the bubble, but just like give her Doomfist's uppercut, make her melee base, and just keep her bubble. And whenever she gets more charge, her fists do increase damage because it's literally energy inside her body instead.
And you can still give her a range capability, like you can still keep the grenades or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
How long have we been going for now?
I still think that she needs a damage base skill though.
And that's where I would say like something like the uppercut comes in, something that does damage and also kind of knocks back the enemies, something that Zarya should do.
I was thinking.
All she can do is just stomp around because she has like the loudest footsteps in the game for some reason.
What I was thinking that they should do is that same is one move that revolves around melee. Instead of making the bubble where you have to either be yourself or your ally, put that into one skill so that you could easily just choose whether or not you want to give it to yourself or the ally, and then another bubble ability, and then another ability which is a mix of bubble and melee, but instead you use it on the enemy, something like that.
We should do a Hellcast where we just literally rework every single character just for the sake of reworking them to be more like their cinematic counterparts. I think that would actually be interesting as hell.
Like we just go through each hero and each of us just talk about what what rework we would give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd throw like a couple of skin ideas out there.
Speaking of which,
just had my rework.
Tris, I have no idea what you just said. Half your mic just died.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I'm sticking to that rework for Zar and O as well.
Yeah, fair. Honestly, fair.
Yeah. Because I'm still implementing the melee, but I'm still implementing the bubbles, so you really can't fucking complain.
It's the best of both worlds, yeah.
Yeah.
Corgi, you got it?
I said, how much longer are we gonna go for?
I don't
I
don't know. I have a few more here. So, next one.
Just like rapid fire, and we'll give like a short answer because this is already approaching like Hellcast 1 territory.
We're not even close. We still have an hour before we get there. Okay, so I'll rapid fire these next few just because they really only need like a yes or no answer. Torb's turret should be reworked.
Yes.
Okay. Melee damage needs to be buffed.
Yes.
Maybe.
Actually, maybe. Not buffed, but not by too much. Because
I would say buff it for certain heroes.
Like
certain
Zarya. Like Zarya.
Like Zarya. Like the striking instrument of choice, such as like Genji's little kitchen knife. And it deals the same damage as being punched by like grandma over here. Or like maybe even just make it like a class based, like tanks have more melee damage than DPS, and DPS have more melee damage than supports. Because like getting punched by Granny has the same stopping power and force as getting punched by a fucking centaur.
I'm gonna be more simplistic, but still technically the same premise. Basically, melee should be slightly stronger than range, just because of the risk factor when it comes to melee.
Right.
Maybe.
Not like too high, but just enough that the risk is worth the reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Seasonal skins should not be costing more than the typical skins. So basically, instead of all the seasonal ones being 1,500, they should just be the base 1,000 like the other skins.
I heavily agree with that.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's just more money in Blizzard's pocket.
Orisa is OP.
Yes, and I will still play her because it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I do want to say I think they should probably make the battle pass a bit better. Like I'm not saying don't make everything free.
Worth your money.
Yeah. If you're gonna pay for it, make it worth your money. If you're gonna play for free, at least give stuff.
Like give us stuff like to the free to play players.
Stop giving us souvenirs.
Yeah, because
stop giving us souvenirs. The souvenirs are useless. They take up an emote slot. Really, the only time you can use them is when a character's actual emotes are shit, like Rom or Iari.
Yeah, at least give us as much as you would give a premium player, because you only get like free stuff like every what?
Like
Most of the times every
7,
5 levels
8,
or
yeah.
every 4.
I think it's closer to
Yeah.
like 6 or
Yeah.
7.
Uh-huh.
Okay, next one. Kind of on the same track here. Symmetra is way too OP.
She was before, but now I think she's in a better spot. I still think that her primary beam fire needs a bit of a damage nerf. Because if you let Symmetra get up to her full power beam, goodbye.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
My only
Like, no, her beam is the only OP thing. Actually, no. No, yeah, she's pretty OP.
My only question about Sim is why give her wall hex?
Since, you know, a
My
bunch
only
of characters
question
already
about
have
what?
that.
My only question about Sim is the ultimate. It's kind of it feels more support.
Yeah.
Because she used to be a support.
And it's kind of the same situation with Baptiste, but just a bit like only a bit better because it's like bigger.
Because it covers the entire fucking map.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, next.
I'm gonna kind of lump these two together because these actually came from two different people, but they're basically the same thing. So the two ideas was that Overwatch going free to play was a bad idea, and then on top of that, Overwatch never needed a sequel.
I think that making Overwatch free is good, but I do agree that it didn't need a sequel. Like, they could have just lumped all of this into the first game.
Right.
Yes, they could have. Yeah, they didn't need a sequel. Because I
Didn't need
think,
a sequel, but I like
think
that it's free.
is actually the reason why Overwatch lost a good portion of players. Because a lot of people were mad that you literally got forced out of Overwatch just to play Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you get to keep all your shit, but, you know.
It just didn't
Fuck
seem
you.
necessary in the slightest.
No, yeah. Like, they had this big thing where they shut down the Overwatch 1 servers. Like, why though?
Garnering attention.
They had to make a big thing out of it, so because people were
And
forgetting
every
the
time
game.
that somebody does that, and despite how many times that happens, it's always the same result. You lose fucking company. I mean, if they lose the fucking community.
No shit.
They're already losing. They lost the community when they lied about PvE.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Actually, at the time I
And
wrote
they-
this, I didn't have PvE on here, but I would actually like to touch that. What do you guys think about PvE in the game?
I think that it's
think
really.
PvE
I think that it's really low that they put it behind a $15 paywall after they promised that there would be free story missions. Like, yeah, we'll give you
that's
PvE.
no problem.
Yeah, we'll give you PvE, but we're only giving you 3 story missions that are insanely repetitive. Oh, and you have to give us $15 to actually enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
like,
PvE
no
would
fuck,
actually
like,
be
no fuck yourself.
because PvE would actually be a actually good addition.
It would be
to
a good addition
Overwatch,
to like
how
to
they do
Overwatch
it.
that like Overwatch players that don't like right now, like when the meta is all shitty, just go and play PvE. But no.
Where you don't have to give a fuck about where you don't have to give as much as a fuck.
Yeah, but no. The closest thing we get to PvE is versus AI.
Yes.
See, I think, like, personally, I think actually PvE was really solid. I think in terms of quality, it's, like, really good. But the two things that really kill it for me is, again, the $15 paywall. The fact that they, like, I knew it wasn't gonna be free, but $15 for 3 missions seemed just a little bit overkill, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I think,
$5 per mission, my ass.
and so this is just a
If you're
personal
gonna-
connection as someone who's been playing like Resident Evil a whole lot. For $10, you can go get Separate Ways, which is a 8-chapter single player expansion pack and is insanely well made.
Which is very fun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, my main thing with the PvE was the paywall and the fact that there was virtually zero replayability besides just switching to a different hero.
Yeah, so
I would say that if you're going to put a paywall, at least let it be for, DLC.
yeah, that's basically what the PvE is right now. It's just a glorified DLC that they're trying to ramp up as this overall brand new game mode, when in actuality it's just a single player DLC. Or not single player, but it's just
Multiplayer DLC.
It's just a multiplayer DLC. It's like going and buying a Call of Duty pack. But at the very least, if I go and buy a Call of Duty $15 pack for Black Ops 2, I get a zombies mode that I can enjoy on my own and with friends, as well as 4 multiplayer maps. This is just 3 missions with very little replayability.
Who watched it?
Yeah. On top of that, I think the other thing, and this is again a lot more personal for me, Legendary mode seems very, very stupid. The idea that the difficulty ramps up that quickly as a chance to make it quote-unquote replayable is absolutely baloney. The fact that you cannot win Legendary difficulty without a really coordinated team with everyone on comms and playing very specific heroes is one of the worst additions I've seen.
Yeah.
But that's just me, because I played PvE way longer than anyone ever should, so that's just what I noticed.
Yeah, because the meta was shit.
Well, yeah, because it was actually dog shit. Okay, I have 2 more on here. First off...
Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Yes, sir.
Scared the fuck out of me.
Okay, first one. Console play should be separated from PC play.
Yes. Yes, it should. Yes, it should.
I'm trying to look at it from a realistic standpoint, honestly. I think yes, but at the same time that can fuck over people who don't have the same, or who cannot get on the same platform as another person.
Suck it the fuck up, honestly. Like the amount of times I've been put into a game where there's like a Genji on PC absolutely flaming the entire lobby that's just console.
Right.
Like it's a fucking mood killer. Like
I point out there, whenever we're playing, or I'm playing by myself, I want you to know that one of my controllers has this weird fuck up thing where if you don't push down or pull up the analog stick after a certain period of time, for some reason the screen automatically goes up by itself.
Big stick drift.
And then for my other controller, the trigger button, the right trigger button, if I hold down on it for too long, it actually stays stuck like that for a short period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Console and PC all because I wasn't home one time and the neighbors came by and fucking touched my console.
Right, yeah.
Not only is my analog
that-
stick
the
fucked
neighbor's
up,
kid.
but it's also physically fucked up. For some reason, whoever plays with that controller, the fuck up analog stick controller, for some reason they were digging their goddamn nails into the thing.
Fun.
Which is probably
that's
what
why I don't let strangers touch my shit.
Yeah.
the thing is, I wasn't there at the time. They knew that I wasn't going to let them on the Xbox, so they waited until I went to my fucking relatives.
If they play with my shit while I'm not there and they break something, I am raising hell.
Okay.
Any more rapid fire questions for us?
I only have one more, and then that's all I got for this. Tracer has the best ass.
Oh my god, you know what you just reminded me of? There was a whole controversy in Overwatch 1 around a victory pose that Tracer had that was literally just her showing off her ass. There was a whole controversy about it.
Why?
It was a whole thing. It was like a bunch of feminists talking about how it like verifies female stereotypes that every female has a good ass or something. I don't know.
I hate Corey because I've always really knew about that shit. Funny.
Crying, screaming.
Chris, I'm gonna be honest. Your mic took a shit, so I didn't hear shit.
Yeah, because I'm fucking laughing my ass off over here. I can't take it seriously.
On that sentiment, I do believe Tracer. No, Tracer and Widowmaker are like on par for having the best asses.
It's turning me on! Stop!
I mean, I would say
So many people
Widow,
coming at my face,
but
and I have to-
yeah.
I have to
Widow's
slice
pretty
and
good.
Suck.
Honestly, it just depends on what skin you use at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking
So
of
many people
Widow-
coming at my face, and I had to slice and dice.
Speaking of Widow, I like the new skin, the season 7 skin, because it reminds me of Corpse Bride.
True, actually, that is fair.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about since you guys focus on Overwatch more than me. But if it was Overwatch 1 now, I will probably be in Corey's situation where he's the one who plays Overwatch out the most of us.
Still play it daily.
Yeah.
Yes. And I
Still
play it every now and then.
Lose all my brain cells daily.
What brain cells?
Nuh-uh.
True. Anyway, is that all we got?
That's all I got. So unless you got anything else, that's it. That's all I got.
I have one last thing to say. Not gonna lie, I thought for this Hellcast that we were actually going to fucking play the game.
Oh, dear God, no. I'm sparing my brain cells today.
I thought we were gonna play the game.
Y'all want to play after this?
Oh God, no,
I still
no.
got some time. Hey, I would Corgi, I would still play with you, even if
I
he doesn't
also
do
have
it.
time. I also have time.
Yeah.
I just realized I completely missed an advising appointment, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna stop
What?
recording this.